Everybody, the Oscar nominations are up, and I wanted to talk about them, specifically Best Picture. I'll start with Best Picture. Avatar, The Blind Side, District 9, and Education, The Hurt Locker, Inglourious Basterds, Precious, A Serious Man, Up in the Air. For the first time ever, since I've been tracking movies the way I have, this is the first time I've seen every single Oscar nomination before the fact that they've been nominated, so I do feel like I'm one of the guys you want to talk to as far as why these movies may or may not be nominated, etc. I'll talk movie by movie. Avatar, it's a scale movie. By that I mean it's bigger than people could ever imagine a movie being, and for that reason it's nominated. And I think that, especially in a 10 nomination thing, it's a just nomination. It will not be a just win. It's clearly not the best movie on this list, let alone the best movie of the year. And I just think that it's a travesty if it does win, because it's not the best picture of the year. If you watch it, and watch it, and watch it, and watch it again, you're not going to, no profound feelings are going to come over your body. You're going to just be satisfied because it was a decent movie. And that is not the best picture of the year, people. This year, the fact that it's even in the top 10 for how cheesy of a movie it is, kind of, it just shows how bad this year has been for movies. The Blind Side, another movie, definitely not a best picture movie. If you've seen this movie, I'm sure a lot of you have. It made a $300 million at the box office or whatever. This movie basically just turns the plot on its end in the middle of the movie. There's really nothing to it, And, I feel like it's a unique film, and that may be contributing to its Best Picture nomination. It does have decent acting. I think Tim McGraw did well, and Sandra Bullock obviously did pretty fantastically. But definitely not a definitely not a Best Picture winner here. District 9. This is the thing that you're going to get a lot of people saying, "Yeah, I'm really happy that District 9 made the Best Picture nominations." I'm not. I thought it was a cool movie. Cool movies don't get nominated for Best Picture. Cool movies are cool movies. This is not one of the 10 best movies of the year, in my opinion. I do think that it's a really great movie, but I feel like if you're going to put something like this here, you should also put a movie like The Hangover in this list, because The Hangover did almost the same thing. It was a comedy by, and it had a guy in it who's done other movies. District 9 had Peter Jackson in the background. It had newer actors, although not super new. District 9 had a new actor who did really well, and I'm surprised didn't get any buzz at all for his performance. District 9 did a lot with a little, $40 million budget, I believe, and it did all that. It had great themes. The theme of, basically racism, although they used different elements to it. I think, like I said, cool movie. And it's even a little bit better than a cool movie, but a little bit better than a cool movie doesn't get nominated. It didn't get nominated last year in The Dark Knight, and that was a travesty. It didn't get nominated last year in The Wrestler, and that was a travesty. So you can't just nominate District 9 just because there's 10 nominations. And Education, clearly a top 5 movie of the year. Performances across the board are phenomenal. Surprised Peter Skarsgård did not get nominated. I'm surprised he didn't get nominated, let alone any buzz. His performance is very smarmy, and I just honestly didn't think he had it in him, and that's like the essence of a great performance to me. If you look at somebody and you go through their line of performances and you don't see it, and then they do it, that's a great performance. I think that Carey Mulligan, dark horse for her award in acting. This is just a really unique film about what it is, and I think that it's a good period piece, a great period piece. Costumes, everything about it, really good, really good. Not gonna win. The Hurt Locker, another good period piece, although the period is now, but it's more of a foreign period piece. It's weird when it's a current period piece, because that's exactly what it is. The acting in this movie is what you would expect from guys that aren't super well known. A lot of charisma thrown about. I think that the script here is decent. I think some of the lines come off as a little too epic, the way that they're said. They try to make it seem more important than it is. but I do feel like this is a great movie. I do feel as though it would be a top 5 Oscar-nominated movie. So I do think that it has a legit chance of winning, considering the kind of momentum it has. I think the fact that Catherine Bigelow, a woman with history, is the director of this film is doing too much for it. People need to tone it down when it comes to the Catherine Bigelow is the director of this movie. The next movie, and the movie that I watched it again, Inglourious Basterds. This might be the best movie of the year. Flawless movie. This would be nominated in any other year, I think. I think it would knock other movies out. I think it's probably one of the best movies of the decade. I think that, Christoph Waltz gives one of the top 10 best performances of the decade. Just foreign languages he speaks in this movie flawlessly, from what I can hear. He's funny. He's a virtuoso in this movie. Brad Pitt is hilarious. The script is funny and serious, and it's not as over the top as Quentin Tarantino's used to being, but when it is over the top, it's over the top in the right way. A near perfect movie. I think I gave it a 9 out of 10 when I rated it. Upon second viewing, I give it a 9.5 out of 10. The same rating I think I gave Slumdog Millionaire, another near perfect movie. This movie should win Best Picture in my opinion. Precious is the next movie on the list. Another movie that unique in the fact that it goes far. It takes things to a different level. The acting across the board really good, very good. Probably top 3 ensemble cast type deal. I think that it is an impressive movie, and I feel like it's a dark horse to be in the top 5. It would be in my top 5, I think, but it's a weak movie as far as Best Picture type deal, and I don't feel like it will win. Although Monique is nearly a shoo-in to win her category. A Serious Man. This is the worst movie in the top 10, in my opinion. Yeah, definitely the worst movie in the top 10. You're not going to agree with me because you've seen it and it's a Coen Brothers movie and you really like it. This movie is not redeeming in any way. What I mean by that is it shits on him. The main character. Put it this way: it's a movie about a Jewish guy who a lot of bad things happen to him, and they never stop. It is the Precious. It's basically Precious with a Coen Brothers script. But it's fun. It tries to be more funny than dramatic, and I feel like that kind of thing is more of a dramatic thing than a comedic thing. Although I think this is a great, put it this way: if it were the Coen Brothers movie pre No Country for Old Men, I would like this movie. I still like it. It's just it does not deserve to be one of the 10 best pictures of the movie. I give it a 7.25. I don't know if I tried to review it, but I think maybe the video aired. I give it a 7.25 out of 10, and I'm being legit with that rating. It's just too scattershot. It kind of it has the basic Coen Brothers theme of you wake up in the middle of the night and you have a really funny idea for a scene and you write it down, and then they threw all those into a movie. They do that all the time. They did it in this one, and it comes off worse than most of their other pictures. I feel like this movie is definitely not a top 10 movie of the year, and has no business being in it. Up, the second best movie of the year in my opinion. What can you say? Probably one of the best animated features since, I would say, The Lion King, if I had to say. It's heartfelt, it's funny, it's unique, very unique, and it has some great voice acting. One of the best animated features in forever, basically. And then Up in the Air, a movie that I personally thought was going to win before I saw it. Because you can look at it, you can look at it from the outside in. This movie's great acting across the board, but great acting in the way that they're all being recognized, so it kind of sours me on it. Jason Reitman did a good job. George Clooney did a good job. Anna Kendrick did a great job. Vera Farmiga did a great job. This is a movie similar to Doubt, where the performances kind of overshadow the bad editing, I would say. A little too much left into the final product, but it's a great movie. So, all that being said, everybody, what I think should happen, Inglourious Basterds. What will happen? Probably The Hurt Locker or Avatar. Let's hope not.